This is the discussion room where two minds meet to share stories, ideas, and relatable conversations about the everyday moments that shape our lives.
Hello, everyone. It's great to have you here for a talk about workplace challenges. These can show up in many forms, like navigating a tough colleague, tackling a tricky meeting, or simply aiming for a productive day. Sometimes, the office feels like a small universe where every personality type coexists, and learning how to work together can be an art.
It brings back a memory of a new hire I once worked with who insisted on questioning every single decision during team meetings. At first, it felt frustrating. Every conversation took twice as long. After a while, I realized they were under pressure to prove themselves. Instead of letting it get to me, I pulled them aside and asked if they had any specific concerns. That honest chat helped us find a middle ground. In the end, I appreciated their attention to detail more than I thought I would.
That reminds me of a situation I faced a few years back. There was a manager who never gave clear instructions for big projects. You'd walk out of a meeting with a vague idea of what was needed, and everyone had a different interpretation. To fix that, I started sending out follow-up emails, summarizing the key points, and asking for confirmation that I understood the plan correctly. It made life so much easier. Suddenly, we were all on the same page, and the manager appreciated the initiative.
It's interesting how often workplace problems boil down to communication. Sometimes people just don't realize how their habits affect others. An example is that colleague who constantly arrives late or unprepared for meetings. It might look like they're careless, but maybe they're juggling too many tasks or dealing with personal stress. A brief, empathetic conversation can reveal what's really going on and help solve the problem. With most people, I like to call it what's really going on and helps them understand what's actually happening.
Of course, not everyone reacts well to feedback, even if it's handled sensitively. A while back, there was a person on my team who refused to acknowledge any mistakes. When things went wrong, they'd point fingers at someone else. Eventually, the manager had to organize a mediation session. It was tense, but it forced us all to put the facts on the table. Over time, the blame culture lessened, though it took patience from everyone involved.
In contrast, there are also days when everything just clicks. The team is in sync, deadlines are met smoothly, and the sense of accomplishment at the end of the day is amazing. Those moments are a reminder that good teamwork and clear communication really do pay off. It's important to celebrate small wins, like wrapping up a challenging project, or getting positive feedback from a client. Um, in contrast, there are also days when it feels like we are just constantly hammering it out. And recognizing these successes build morale and makes it easier to handle obstacles the next time they come up.
Meetings are another area that can make or break a workplace mood. A poorly run meeting can feel like an hour of life you'll never get back. Setting an agenda with clear goals can change everything. If people know what's expected of them, they show up better prepared. Even adding time limits to certain topics keeps the conversation moving. That way, the same few voices don't dominate, and quieter team members have room to contribute valuable insights. Thanks. I'm trying not to, I,
One tip I've used is to send out a short list of discussion items before the meeting. That way, everyone has time to gather their thoughts. It also encourages a sense of responsibility. Nobody wants to be the person who comes empty-handed when the group is counting on them. After the meeting, a concise summary helps everyone remember who's handling which tasks. It's a simple trick, but it stops people from slipping into confusion about roles and deadlines.
Hierarchy can also create tension. Speaking up to someone higher on the ladder might feel intimidating, but Often leadership appreciates hearing constructive ideas. The key is to frame suggestions in a way that shows how they benefit the overall project or team. It's not about pointing out flaws, it's about improving efficiency or morale. When that approach is taken, even managers who are set in their ways might be open to new methods.
A positive workplace atmosphere goes a long way in making challenges more manageable. If you trust the people around you, it's easier to be honest when something feels off. If that trust doesn't exist, small problems can grow into major issues, and a team can become siloed. That's why addressing conflicts early is so important. A quick chat can save hours or days of frustration further down the line.
It's worth remembering that people usually want to do a good job, but stress or unclear expectations can derail them. By focusing on solutions instead of pointing fingers, a team can turn a negative situation into a learning opportunity. It doesn't always happen overnight, but any step toward better communication can reduce misunderstandings and keep projects on track.
Covered a few ideas that might be unfamiliar or challenging. Here are 5 words worth remembering and their definitions. First, versatile, meaning able to adapt or be used in many different ways. Second, prioritize, referring to deciding the order of dealing with tasks or items based on importance. Third, compromise, an agreement where each side makes concessions. Fourth, initiative, the ability to assess and start things independently. Fifth, accountability, the responsibility for one's actions and the obligation to accept the consequences. That's a wrap for today's talk in the discussion room. Until next time, stay connected and see you for more stories.